Evening, Kai. I'm Wormy. I've been bookmarking your faces for the last year or so on YouTube, but I decided to make a video response to Annika's video on uh, why we consider ourselves, or use the term pagan. Um, I just came from a walk from outside, and you may be able to hear the rain. It started off as a mizzle, but it got heavier, so I squelched into my garage, had to leave my shoes there. But I like walking in the rain. Um, I got to see a coyote, which was pretty exciting. He ran past me, 10 feet maybe, uh, but he hightailed it out of there. I guess he doesn't consider me either friend or food. That really shouldn't bother me so much, I guess. But yeah, so I got home, and rather than drying off, which clearly I need, I decided to make this video in wet clothes. But I really liked Annika's video. I liked some of the video responses to it, and essentially I wanted to just add my own uh, perspective to it. Kind of an intro video as well to this channel. Uh, Annika talked about the historical origins of the word pagan from the Roman period, and she covered that really nicely. Uh, Most of human history, uh, people have been part of the aggressor, and while not necessarily magical, it requires an intimate knowledge of the land that you're living on, as these people were so tied into the land. A lot of pagans like to think of themselves as tied into the land as well, and that's really good. But not all pagans attach the same emphasis to nature that a lot of us would like to commonly believe. The other definition of pagan, as Annie talked about, was someone who was non-Christian, non-Jewish, non-Muslim, or from their perspective, a non-believer. But we all know that's not true. We are believers. We believe in a variety of things, and that's what's so fantastic about it. We we may believe strongly in the spirits, in the land, in the use of magic, in the the lessons that mythology can teach us. We all have our own beliefs that we bring into it, and I think that's why we can all relate to the word pagan, because it's something that's moved away from being non-something, as in non-Christian or non-Jewish, to being something, and that is spiritually dynamic, spiritually varied. And I really liked the way Annie described it, where it gave us common ground in respecting one another, respecting our different beliefs. And I think I think the term polytheoirespectful works well here, because we are respectful of each other's beliefs, whatever that might be. Uh, Many gods, no god, maybe if you're humanist, pagan, and the spectrum in between. Whether your emphasis is on magic, on environmental issues, on feminism, on having a circle cast or no circle cast. We tend to be really open-minded about that, and we tend to embrace that. So while paganism doesn't really describe a person particularly, it describes an element, a philosophical element that we essentially all share, and that's why we can all rally behind the banner of the word pagan. And I think that makes for a very solid label, despite being vague. it still has that positive connotation to it. It doesn't describe the person fully, but you know when you meet another pagan and they describe themselves as such, you both can open dialogue with one another and learn something from one another, and generally speaking, not have to worry about incurring their judgment on your beliefs, just as you wouldn't want to judge them for theirs. So, you know, in that regard, we can all be considered pagans, and it wouldn't be a bad philosophical element for the non-pagans to pick up. So that's where I stand on that word, and that's why I consider myself a pagan. And I really appreciate the hundreds of thousands of other pagan perspectives out there, and I would really enjoy hearing your own voice on that. So, thanks. Have a good night.